Omar al-Mukhtar Muhammad bin Farhat al-Manafi, Arabic, Omar al-Mukhtar, the 20th of August 1858 to the 16th of September 1931, called the Lion of the Desert, known among the colonial Italians as Matari of the Imnifa, 6, was the leader of native resistance in Cyrenaica, currently eastern Libya under the Seleucids, against the Italian colonization of Libya. A teacher-turned-general, Omar was also a prominent figure of the Senussi movement, and he is considered the national hero of Libya and a symbol of resistance in the Arab and Islamic worlds. Beginning in 1911, he organized and, for nearly 20 years, led the Libyan resistance movement against the colonial Italians during the pacification of Libya. After many attempts, the Italian armed forces managed to capture al-Mukhtar near Salonta and hanged him in 1931. Omar al-Mukhtar also fought against the French colonization of Chad and the British occupation of Egypt. Early life Senussi dynasty country Cyrenaica Tripolitania Fezzan Kingdom of Libya founder Muhammad ibn Ali is Senussi current head Muhammad el-Senussi Idris bin Abdullah al-Senussi rival claimant final ruler Idris of Libya titles Emir of Cyrenaica Emir of Tripolitania King of Libya deposition 1969 overthrown by Muammar Gaddafi's 1st of September coup d'état Omar al-Mukhtar was born in 1858 to a poor family in the town of Zanzur near Tobruk belonging to the Imnifa clan. They were seen as Libyan ashrafs citation needed, in the region of Cyrenaica under Ottoman control. Young Omar lost his father early on, and spent his youth in poverty. He was adopted by a great sheikh, and was friends with the nephew of Hussein Ghariani, Sharif al-Jeriani. His uncle was a political religious leader in Cyrenaica, and received his early education at the local mosque, before continuing his studying for 8 years at the Senussi University in Jabab. 7. The holy city of the Senussi Tarika, he became a popular expert on the Quran and an imam, joining the confraternity of the Senussi. He also came to be well informed of the social structure of his society, as he was chosen to settle into tribal disputes. Mukhtar developed a strong relationship with the Senussid movement during his years in Jabab. In 1895, al-Mahdi Senussi traveled with him south to Kufra, and on another occasion further south to Cairo in Chad, where he was appointed as Sheikh of Zawiat Ain Khalq. When the colonial French advanced on Chad in 1899, he was sent among other Senussites to help defend from the invaders, as the Senussi considered their expansion dangerous for their missionary activity in Central and West Africa. In 1902, Omar was recalled north after the death of al-Mahdi. The new Senussi leader Ahmed Sharif as Senussi appointed him as Sheikh of the troubled Zawiat Laksur in northern Cyrenaica. Italian invasion main articles, Italo-Turkish War and Italian Libya. The Italian invasion in October 1911, during the Italo-Turkish War, the Regia Marina, Italian Royal Navy, under the command of Admiral Luigi Faravelli reached the shores of Libya, then a territory subject to Ottoman Turkish control. The admiral demanded that the Turkish administration and garrison surrender their territory to the Italians or incur the immediate destruction of the city of Tripoli and Benghazi. The Turks and their Libyan allies withdrew to the countryside instead of surrendering, and the Italians bombarded the cities for 3 days, and then proclaimed the Tripolitanians to be committed and strongly bound to Italy. This marked the beginning of a series of battles between the Italian colonial forces and the Libyan armed opposition in Cyrenaica. Guerrilla warfare main articles, Libyan resistance movement and Second Italo-Senussi War. Omar Mukhtar with the Libyan Senussi fighters. A teacher of the Quran by profession, Mukhtar was also skilled in the strategies and tactics of desert warfare. He knew local geography well and used that knowledge to advantage in battles against the Italians, who were unaccustomed to desert warfare. Mukhtar repeatedly led his small, highly alert groups in successful attacks against the Italians, after which they would fade back into the desert terrain. Mukhtar's men skillfully attacked outposts, ambushed troops, and cut lines of supply and communication. The Regio Esercito, Italian Royal Army, was left astonished and embarrassed by his guerrilla tactics. 10. In the mountainous region of Jebel Akhdar, Green Mountain, in 1924, Italian governor Ernesto Bombelli created a counter-guerrilla force that inflicted a severe setback to guerrilla forces in April 1925. Mukhtar then quickly modified his own tactics and was able to count on continued help from Egypt. In March 1927, despite occupation of Jarabub from February 1926 and increasingly stringent rule under Governor Attilio Teruzzi, Mukhtar surprised Italian troops at Rahiba. Between 1927 and 1928, Mukhtar reorganized the Senussite forces, who were being hunted constantly by the Italians. Even General Teruzzi recognized Omar's qualities of exceptional perseverance and strong willpower. This quote needs a citation. Marshal Pietro Badoglio, governor of Libya from January 1929, after extensive negotiations concluded a compromise with Mukhtar, described by the Italians as his complete submission, similar to previous Italo-Seneca accords. At the end of October 1929, Mukhtar denounced the compromise and re-established a unity of action among Libyan forces, preparing himself for the ultimate confrontation with General Rodolfo Graziani, the Italian military commander from March 1930. A massive offensive in June against Mukhtar's forces having failed, Graziani, in full accord with Badoglio, Emilio de Bono, Minister of the Colonies, and Benito Mussolini, initiated a plan to break the Libyan Mujahideen. 100,000 population of Jebel Akhdar would be relocated to concentration camps on the coast, and the Libyan-Egyptian border from the coast at Jarabub would be closed, preventing any foreign help to the fighters and depriving them of support from the native population. These measures, which Graziani initiated early in 1931, took their toll on the Senecite resistance. The rebels were deprived of help and reinforcements, spied upon, hit by Italian aircraft, and pursued on the ground by the Italian forces aided by local informers and collaborators. Mukhtar continued to struggle despite increased hardships and risks, but on the 11th of September 1931, he was ambushed near Slonta. Citation needed. Mukhtar's final adversary, Italian General Rodolfo Graziani, has given a description of the Senecite leader that is not lacking in respect, of medium height, stout, with white hair, beard and moustache. Omar was endowed with a quick and lively intelligence, was knowledgeable in religious matters, and revealed an energetic and impetuous character, unselfish and uncompromising. Ultimately, he remained very religious and poor, even though he had been one of the most important Senusist figures. 11. Capture and execution. Omar Mukhtar entering the courtroom. Mukhtar's struggle of nearly 20 years came to an end on the 11th of September 1931, when he was wounded in battle near Slonta, and then captured by the Italian army. On the 16th of September 1931, on the orders of the Italian court and with Italian hopes that Libyan resistance would die with him, Mukhtar was hanged before his followers in the Sulik Pau camp at the age of 73 years.